There are two shows in the anime community that has been really hyped up over the past couple months that, judging by their description, didn't really seem that interesting to me. And that is Ranking of Kings and My Dress Up Darling. But after watching Ranking of Kings, I am glad to say that I was very wrong. It is the perfect show if you want to know what it feels like to be kicked in your emotional balls. In a good way. I haven't started My Dress Up Darling yet, but hopefully I'm wrong about that too. Boji is a young prince and the rightful heir to his father's kingdom. Like his father, Boji is a giant. I guess he's from the giant race. But unlike his father, Boji cannot hear nor can he speak, which causes certain people to think that he is unworthy to inherit the crown. With help from his new friend Kage, Boji must prove himself to be a worthy king that is able to face any difficulty that comes his way, and boy do they come his way. Right out the gate you can tell this is an underdog story, and a very good one. Boji from the very first episode starts off as a character that is very difficult for you not to like. It's almost like a spell that even Kage, a super jaded character, was not immune to. Kage in the series serves as Boji's translator / the audience perspective / a big brother figure. He is great, but unlike every other character, he doesn't have his own purpose outside of helping Boji, which bothered me. But as the story goes on into season 2, I'm sure they will address this, since he does have a rich backstory to pull from. The other characters really surprised me because they are all introduced as these one-note cliche characters that you've seen 1,000 times, like the evil stepmother or the chivalrous knight, but they are more complicated than they seem. Almost all of them. You never really know whose allegiances lie where until you get to a certain point. The art style makes you think that you're watching a show straight out of Nick Jr. until you see that you're not. This show can get dark, and at the same time somehow be really wholesome. Now there are certain things in the story that don't really make sense, but it doesn't put too much strain on your suspension of disbelief, cause personally I didn't notice them until after watching and preparing for this review, and I think the tone and overall feel helps with that. This anime feels like I'm watching a kid's story akin to Jack and the Beanstalk. I'll be the messed up kid story, and you should probably fire the babysitter who tells it, but a kid story nonetheless. Like I'm seeing a dark, messed up world through the eyes of a child, which lessens your tendency to nitpick about what's realistic or not. But in the end, the Ranking of Kings is a wholesomely sinister adventure.